Hey guys, this video is talking about geometric sequences. So geometric sequences use multiplication and division to find the next term. So the formula is a sub n, and then you take the first term, see it's like two words there, the first term, and you're going to times it by r and then n minus 1. Alright, so let's figure out what these other letters and these words mean. Okay, so r is the common ratio. And just like arithmetic had the common difference, this is a common ratio. So we're trying to figure out how it's multiplying or dividing every time. So that's what we're going to write right here. What is being multiplied, divided to get the next term? Okay, so now we need to figure out how to get the common ratio. So we're going to just write a little note here to find common ratio. Sorry guys. Okay, so to find the common ratio, you're going to do the second term and you're going to divide that by the first term. Okay, oh, I don't know why I put that there. Anyways, so this is very important. To figure out what the common ratio is, you do the second term divided by the first term. And I'm going to put little division signs there so we don't forget. Okay, oh, it's so cute. N is the place in the sequence. So again, our other example is like if you had a sub 11, then this would be the 11th term. Okay, so here you go, examples. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by figuring out our common ratio, and we're going to divide the second term by the first term. So the second term is 6, and we're going to divide that by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. It reduces nice and pretty, and it's a positive 3. So that means that this guy is growing, okay, 3 times as much from the first time to the second time, and the second time to the third time, and the third time to the fourth term. All right. We could finish and like keep going if we wanted to, and we did 54 times 3, and this would give us 162, and then 162 times 3 would be 486. Okay, so we're using multiplication here. So then we're going to write our formula. A sub n equals 2 times 3. We're going to do a 2 because that's our first term, so we do the first term, which is 2, timesing by our r, which is our common ratio, so our r goes in the parentheses, and then we always write n minus 1 up at the top. Okay, so now let's figure out the 8th term. A sub 8 equals 2 times 3, and then we're going to do 8 minus 1. So 8 minus 1 is actually 7, so we have 2 times 3 and then to the 7th power. So we need to make sure that we're doing our exponents first when we figure this out. So we're going to take our calculator and we're going to do 3 to the 7th power. 7, there you go. Okay, and that is a large number, so now we still have 2 times 2187. Remember, exponents go first. Then we're going to times this number by 2, and our final answer is 4374. So the 8th term for this sequence is 4374. Okay, same thing on example 2. We have to divide our second term divided by our first term, so we're going to do negative 26 divided by 13. And when you do negative 26 divided by 13, you get negative 2, which is still multiplying because it's a whole number. So any fractions will be division and whole numbers will be multiplication. Notice that it's getting larger. Also notice that I have a positive, negative, which means that this number has to be a negative. So this is our r. So to write our formula, a sub n, we take our first term, which is 13, and then in parentheses our r, which is negative 2, and then n minus 1. Oh, sorry.
Meet me at the car.
Okay, and then we could plug it in. So let's go here. Whew. All right, so now we're going to do a sub 8. So a sub 8 is 13 times negative 2, 8 minus 1. So again, I just rewrote this exact same formula, but because I have an n in the 8 spot, I'm going to take out the n where the 8 is and replace it as well. So 8 minus 1 is 7. So we have 13 times negative 2 to the 7th power. And then on here, you need to be really careful. We need to be using parentheses. Oh, let me clear out the last one. Parentheses, -2, parentheses, and then my exponent of 7. Now, if you don't put it in parentheses, some of your answers may be incorrect. They might give you negatives when it should be a positive. So even exponents will give you positive numbers, and odd exponents will give you odd numbers, or negative numbers if it's a negative that you input. So we press enter, and we get -128. So now we have 13 times -128, and then if we finish that off, times 13, we get -1664, so this is our answer. Okay, last one, we're going to divide our second term by our first term, so we're going to do 24 divided by 48. When we do this, we get 1/2, so that is our R. Oops, sorry, 1/2, silly, and that equals our R. Okay, so it's decreasing by half every time. Notice that my numbers are decreasing as well. Okay, so A sub n is equal to my first term, which is 48, times my R. Oops, sorry, it's right there. 1/2, and then n minus 1. So this is my formula. Here's my formula. Here's my other formula. Okay, and then let's put it with the 8th power. So we have A sub 8 equals 48 times 1/2, 8 minus 1. So 48 times 1/2 to the 7th power. So we're going to do 1/2 to the 7th. Again, you should use parentheses. 1 divided by 2, and then to the 7th power. And then this is our cool little decimal that we get. I'm not going to write that one down. And we're going to multiply that by 48 times 48. And there's our answer. So 0.375. All right, so that is how you do the geometric explicit formula.